2 years ago. It is dark. The man runs. He knows that the monster dancing in the shadows will catch up to him soon, and there is no escape. He desperately grasps onto the vines crawling up the wall, willing them to take him away. Anywhere. The howls grow closer and closer, and he feels an unsettling coldness through the air as they creep up on him. Abruptly, the world vanishes, and he finds himself facing a wall of fire. Everything is hot. So hot that his skin begins to blister and crack. The smell of burning flesh permeates the air, causing his stomach to recoil as he retches. Before he can even begin to wonder where he is, a voice calls out from seemingly nowhere and everywhere all at once. "Hello, little human. Have you come to seek a bargain?"
Welcome to Arcadia Academy, the elite school for magicians. Here, we teach our students to prepare for battle like Athena, but fight like Ares. All of our students have the opportunity to learn battle magic should they choose. But remember, great magic requires sacrifice. Hi guys, and welcome to Arcadia Academy. I'm Kelly, your DM for this campaign. Joining me today are... Well, Betty is not actually joining us today. She plays Cassandra, but she is currently on vacation. So we wish her well and hope that she brings back lots of souvenirs. But joining me today are Cecil, who plays John Baptiste.
Hello.
Caleb, who plays James.
Hello, hello.
Logan, who plays Demetrius.
Hey, everyone.
Nick, who plays Alex.
What's up?
David, the DM from behind the curtain, who helps me make things happen.
I put the pro in crastination.
Okay. And occasionally we'll be graced by Rosie, our resident Catdragon, who is currently wandering the apartment right now, foraging for food, probably going to be yelling soon. So, when we last left off, you guys, well, I should say the guys, minus JB plus Jonathan, had a moment. James, Alex, and Demetrius all had a chat with Headmistress Valentine, and I think things went well, all things considered. How do you guys feel about it?
Yeah,
You can say that.
For the most part.
better than expected.
Yeah, definitely that.
And then after the incident with Mariana and Gala Mariana, aka Zale, things seem to return to normal. Your dreams appear to stop, you resumed your regular lives at Arcadia Academy, until one day, Mariana's older brother Leopold suddenly appears out of the blue and threatens to kill Mariana. And when we last left off, you guys were somewhat paying attention. Demetrius was turned around in his seat facing the back door, and the rest of you were making plans for yoga. So, continuing immediately where we last left off.
Seeing this happen?
So I'm gonna pause for a sec, Nick. So Leopold says calmly to Mariana.
"You've been walking where you shouldn't, little sister. The ruler of the dream realm hates trespassers, and I've been ordered to kill you." But then his grip loosens, and he lets go. Mariana falls back into her chair, gasping for air. Leopold takes a step backwards, observes her for a moment, and adds, "However, he did not order me to kill you immediately."
As this is happening, anyone who is watching this scene unfold, so basically everyone except Demetrius, will see Zale, who is sitting beside Mariana, make as if to move and to attack Leopold.
At the same time, as soon as Leopold notices Zale moving, he throws out a hand, and all of a sudden, none of you can move. You can still look around, and your eyeballs can look left and right, but it's like your bodies have been turned into statues. And Leopold says calmly, "None of that now, Golem. I just want to have a chat with my sister."
So when this is happening, all of you guys get messages from Cassandra, and she tells you, using her message cantrip, that she's getting a really bad feeling about Leopold. And it's the same bad feeling that she got when she was almost kidnapped and during the night of open house when you guys encountered the entity.
Quick question. We can look left and right, but can we look up and down?
Yes.
Sure, yeah. Like your
Yeah.
eyeballs can move, but like you guys can't.
Okay.
But Demetrius, you're also facing the back door because you turned around in your seat.
Yeah, I know.
I would like to roll an insight check on Leopold. I want to see what I can get a sense of.
And can we see where our seating positions are at, if that's possible?
Well, again, Demetrius, you're turned around facing the door, so you're looking at like everyone behind you.
Yes, but where Mariana was sitting previous to this happening.
She was sitting close to the front of the room.
Okay.
From what you guys remember, she normally sits like towards like the left corner by the front of the room in whatever classroom you guys have been in. Alex, go ahead and roll insight. What are you trying to discern with an insight check?
What kind of his emotional state right now? Is it conflicted? Is it precise? Does he seem to have murderous intent now, or like what kind of?
So as far as you can tell, he doesn't really have murderous intent in his eyes. He sounds remarkably calm for someone who's basically threatening to murder their own flesh and blood.
Got it. Kind of eerie vibe I'm getting then.
Yeah, something like that.
Talking so calmly about what he's about to do.
Yes. James, roll me a 1d6.
1d6. Right.
Yep. I need to keep remembering this. I've been doing a better job at it, I think.
2.
Okay, let's see. Righty-roo. Okay. All right, so none of you guys can move except for Mariana, who stands up, her eyes wide. There's just the slightest tremble in her voice when she responds. Who is he? Who did this to you? And the rest of you have never seen or heard such a display of emotion from Mariana.
A grim expression appears on Leopold's face as he responds. The god of dreams, Mariana. He rules his kingdom with a shadowy fist, and you caught his attention with your astral projection. Clever use of resources, by the way, although it was unfortunate that you had to sacrifice your most prized possession. I'm sorry, it can't be replaced.
What did he do to you?
Nothing that I did not agree to. He made me an avatar.
So a couple of things happen when you guys hear this word, or these words. Jean-Baptiste, as soon as you hear these words, you don't know why, but you have an immediate flashback to a dream that you had a month, possibly 2 months ago, when you heard this shadowy voice saying, "Have you come to make a bargain, little human?" And you realize that you were listening to this scene unfold from Leopold's perspective.
Okay.
So make of that what you will. Alex, you, at the same time, you immediately when you hear the word avatar, you would remember this from your recent dreams. But the voices don't match up. This is the second time you've heard it, and you're pretty sure that it's got nothing to do with like your gaming icon, your computer avatar for your video games that you use.
Yeah.
You're not exactly sure what that means yet, but as far as you guys know, none of you would know what that means. Around this time, Cassandra might also share with you guys, again through the message cantrip, that she's sensing that whoever or whatever Leopold is can be classified as a celestial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And James, around this time as well, your inner theurge would pop up kind of in your mind and say, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but remember when I said that I hoped that we would never encounter another entity of the sort?
Guess he's counting as one?
Well, it appears that we have very bad luck.
Why, we're not surprised.
Although, I'm not sensing the amount of malice that was present as the one from, well, open house. I'm not sure what this means. Again, I'm not sure who or what this is. So, well, I know you can't move right now, but I would probably recommend getting out as soon as possible.
Working on that.
Okay. While you guys are all having these thoughts or recognitions or conversations, Mariana says to Leopold, "So why did you come to me at all then? In my dreams? In my nightmares? What was the point of it all?"
Because you have to let me go, Mariana. It's too late for me. What happened to me, it's irreversible. I don't want the shell of my body to be the thing that kills you. I'm here to warn you while I still can. You have to let me go.
And Mariana looks at him with an expression of disbelief, shaking her head as she says, I can't. Familia amoris super omnia. And anyone who is studying Latin, or in Demetrius's case, you would recognize this as the Valentine family motto. But anyone studying Latin would be able to translate those words as love of family above all.
Leopold gives her a sad smile, and he removes a ring from his right hand, carefully places it in Mariana's hand, closing her fingers over the ring as he responds gently. You have to. Mom and Dad and I will be waiting for you in Hades when it's your time. Familia amoris super omnia. Goodbye, Mariana. And with that, Leopold's form fades, disappearing as he goes. As soon as Leopold disappears, all of you find that you are able to move once again.
There's a moment of silence, and then a cry of despair fills the air. Mariana's face crumbles in anguish as she looks down at the ring in her hand, slowly bringing it to her chest. She flickers out of sight, but all of you can hear the sound of her body hitting the floor and the sound of her sobbing. Moments later, the faculty doors burst open, and Emma Valentine runs in, followed by other faculty members. The headmistress cautiously makes her way down to where you last saw Mariana, kneeling and carefully reaching out until her hand makes contact with an invisible force. And without hesitation, Emma draws her niece in, holding her. And over the sound of Mariana crying, the headmistress says, "Class is dismissed." And after another moment of silence, students begin kind of pushing their chairs back and standing up and walking out.
Well, as we like leave the classroom, I look to the others. Well, that was a lot to just take in, wasn't it?
Yeah, so are you guys all walking out together?
Yeah,
I say so,
Demetrius.
yeah.
Probably.
Demetrius is walking out, kind of enthusiastically.
So, okay. So, Alex, as you walk out, you would have noticed that Zale looked distinctly uncomfortable watching the scene unfold between the Valentine siblings. Just this look of discomfort or unfamiliarity. Demetrius, as you watch out, you catch a stray thought and a voice that says, "I don't want to die."
Do I know who that came from?
Yes. So, at first, you think that it's coming from Mariana. But then, you remember that she's wearing her heirloom necklace. And you realize that the thought came from Zale,
Hmm.
who is no longer wearing Mariana's necklace.
I mean, we all gotta die sometime.
All right.
He jokes aside, he's curious about the thought that he registered or read,
Mm-hmm.
but at the moment he doesn't really think much of it.
Okay. All right. So, guys, there are 2 days left until you guys have to decide if you're going to apply for the Blinkball Games.
Wait, I should also so Alyssa's parents are going to be attending the Blinkball Games as well.
Are you telling this to your friends? Or are you thinking this?
I'm going to be saying this to my friends.
As you guys walk out?
As like, part of conversation.
Okay, so you bring this up with the guys? Or with the party, sorry. Cassandra's still there.
Yeah, it'll be brought up with the party. Unless we want to talk about what just happened.
It's up to you guys. whatever's going on. So class is just dismissed. You guys have all headed out. You guys have made various observations. So what's going on now?
Before I go, can I, since I read Zell's mind, can I do a insight check just to see if she shows any facial expressions of any kind?
So if you glance back after you catch that thought, you would see that Zale still looks a little uncomfortable as she's watching the scene. Except now she's like standing near the headmistress, watching the headmistress hugging like an invisible Mariana. And you would see the same thing Alex saw, which is just this expression of just distinct discomfort.
Okay.
Like she's not used to seeing affection or just a family dynamic or anything like that.
Okay.
Like it's a foreign concept to her.
This is, a robot trying to understand love here.
Basically, that's a very good analogy. But yeah, basically.
Okay. That's what time of day is it?
Early afternoon.
Okay. And we're dismissed for the day?
As far as you're aware, you weren't told like you could go back to class at 3:00. You were just dismissed. And you're assuming that because it's coming from the headmistress, no other faculty member is going to be like, by the way, come back.
Okay. Well, I got nothing till dinner time. So if you guys have something planned.
Yeah. Well, again, there are 2 days until you guys until the window closes for your application for the Blinkball Games.
Yeah.
And we definitely got JB on the game.
We have to get we need everyone to be a part of this.
No, he agreed. He don't need it.
Well, see, so here's your chance to, make an argument or counter.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
We need you.
Well, I agree that you need him, but you haven't convinced him that it's worth his time.
Exactly. So, guys, you better, there's all of you persuading JB as to why you should do this. So, I mean, what's your best argument?
What would convince him to do it?
That's what we need to find out.
Exactly.
Well, we don't know him that well. I mean, we know him, but like other than he likes to drink rum and steal sandwiches from the library, I don't know much else about him.
To be fair, you make a solid point.
He's also told you guys straight up he's a lover, not a fighter.
Yep, that's true.
So,
I did say that.
That is true.
What do you feel would be like, I guess, how might you convince him?
See, that's
what does JB care about, as far as you guys are aware?
Rum and somebody else's sandwiches.
Dangerous question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dangerous question.
Yeah, that's $1 million question right there, GM.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, those $1 million aren't with me; they're with him. So,
Yeah.
so Cassandra might bring up, guys, we should really probably talk about whether or not JB is going to be joining us for the Blinkball Games, because we've only got like 2 days to decide.
Oh, not this again. I have told you, I just don't see how this benefits me in any way.
I don't see how it doesn't benefit you in any way.
Life and limb. They say you risk life and limb. I am particular of my limbs and my life.
Yeah, but you risk your life every single day. It's the same thing.
This is true. To some extent, I will concede that I do risk my life every day I come to this school. But I don't sign up for things that are just plumb crazy, Cher.
Except for signing your soul to a devil.
Are you talking about the Baron? No,
Baron.
That was the smartest thing I ever made. We all gonna die, and bad things happen at that point. You have regrets about your past, things that you lost in life. This is why the ghosts haunt. Yeah.
Well,
the Baron's gonna be looking out for me when I pass, Cher.
When did the Baron say you were gonna pass?
The Baron has been pretty coy about that. He just says, I'm not going to die soon.
Oh, then that's great.
The Baron, he's tricksy. He's tricksy, though.
Yeah, but he says you're not going to die soon. Blinkball Games is soon, so there you go. You're not going to die.
He said he's not done digging my grave yet, is what he said. So you can interpret that how you want.
I mean,
Didn't they say that the Blinkball Games is a way to bring like honor and glory to our gods? So couldn't you look at it as maybe bringing honor and glory to the Baron by showing off like, you know, your abilities and stuff?
Yeah. Make it worth his while.
to be fair, the only reason why I'm even considering about joining is because you guys are my friends, and I feel like, you know, you might need the extra help. So
Yeah, and I think we've worked really well together. I think that we have a better chance doing this together than, you know, without our entire group.
So
And
what you're saying here is this is a you'll wash my back if I wash your situation?
Yeah, isn't that what we've
yeah,
been doing?
yeah, we've been we've been helping each other out a lot. I wouldn't see how that would change during these games if we're going in as a team. We're going to have to watch for each other, and we're going to have to make up for where each other don't make it.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not saying that I don't trust you all. All right, that's what I'm saying. I don't trust you all. But if you put that part aside, I still think it's a crazy idea. But I do concede that I have something crazy that I need your help with. So I suppose we can watch each other's backs.
Well, I mean, you did read my tarot cards, and you were the one who told me that, you know, I better make some friends. And I thought that we were getting this friendship off on the right track.
I did tell you that. That was advice for you, not for me, though. But I do understand that friendships do form when I am around. So we have an agreement. I will help you out with your crazy idea, and you will help me out with my crazy idea.
Hey, I'm all for that.
Yeah. Well,
Can
I
I
mean,
ask
I
you
feel like
exactly-
we get roped into all these crazy ideas anyways, so
Yeah, so what is your crazy idea? Because our crazy idea seems pretty well. We just need to train, but what do we have to do for yours?
We'll find out about that should we survive this war game.
Got it. No, yeah, I'll
That's
always be there
usually
to help.
that's usually half our plans anyways. We have no idea what we're doing, so
Yeah,
that works for
Not
me.
wrong. As long as we survive till next dawn.
So then I have your word that you'll stop harassing me about this game if I agree, which we have done now. Yes.
Yeah, Honor.
yeah.
And Demetrius puts his hand out to either shake or fist bump, whatever the cool kids of today do.
All right. John Baptiste will shake your hand.
Okay.
Are we doing like a group handshake now?
I think we should put all our hands in.
Okay, so Demetrius puts his hand out and everybody else does the thing where you guys all stack hands on top of each other, like one for what, all and all for one.
John Baptiste just kind of groans.
Caleb was groaning on the inside too.
Yeah.
So cheesy.
Well, you know.
And because I've been watching the new Mighty Ducks TV show on Disney Plus, I say quack real quick just to see if
Oh,
anyone
geez.
follows.
Well, I mean, considering that you do have, you know, your geese.
I do have geese.
Your battle swans. I'm sorry, not geese, battle swans.
Yep.
All right, so you guys all decide to go grab those contracts for the Blinkball Games and you sign them. Oh, damn it, I wrote 2020 Blinkball Games. Well, no, I mean, technically this did take place in 2020. So anyways, so contract for the Blinkball Games.
it's suddenly catching up to current time, isn't it, Kelly? Coming up to
Well,
2021.
when I first wrote it, it was supposed to be for 2020, so it is technically still 2020. Although we're eventually going to go into 2021 because it's like fall or winter. So in a couple months in Arcadia time, we'll be catching up to 2021.
Is COVID part of this world?
No, this is a COVID-free world because I'm not dealing with
Never
that.
happened.
Never happened. Don't you dare say that. I'm pretty sure in a magical world, COVID would have been handled pretty quickly.
Right.
Well,
At least in the magical
I actually have a ruling for magical versus non-magical sicknesses, but we haven't gotten there yet. So anyways,
That's
until then,
concerning.
you guys are all signing these
Wait.
contracts that...
Kelly, don't brush over the plague thing that you just said.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that.
Can we circle back to like magical plagues now?
For now, we're going to circle back to the contract where you guys are signing your souls away. So, again, the contract reads, I, and then you put your name down, of age, sound mind, and will, hereby agree to bind my soul to the Blinkball Games for the duration of the tournament. By signing this document, I attest that each member of my team is of a different discipline, and that collectively, we are capable of casting a cooperative magic spell as part of the requirements to participate. I acknowledge the risks and dangers that I may face throughout this tournament, up to and including death, and I willingly accept these hazards. Additionally, I willingly submit myself to Sumerian law should I breach the terms of the tournament and attack a visitor and or fellow participant. May Athena and Ares guide my might, and may my team earn Cleos through our victory. Signed, your name and date. So y'all sign?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So, question, you guys. Have you guys shown that have you guys casted a cooperative magic spell? Are you capable of doing so yet?
You said we are. We just don't know the words.
Yeah, so I did. So, basically, when you guys sign these contracts, they light up with this golden, whitish, magical aura, and you feel something almost sinking into your skin, and then these contracts kind of roll themselves up and disappear from sight. So, who are you attempting to learn this cooperative magic spell from?
Cassandra.
I was going to say Alex has two sources that might be able to help. Either
Okay.
Jonathan or Alyssa. God,
Pick one.
trying to
Yeah.
speak.
I'm assuming you're bringing the entire party. Like, hey, can you teach us this thing that we're supposed to know? Cool.
Yeah. So, unless one of you all have another NPC you would like to go ask.
I don't have anybody in mind unless my sponsor or tutor. Can't remember what her name
Sylvie?
is. Sylvie, yeah. If she was part of it before, then I could probably ask her. But other than that, I got nothing.
So either we ask the opposition, which would be Jonathan, Sylvie, basically our mentors. Those who are going to be also participating, or we ask Alex's girlfriend.
I think Alyssa would be the safest bet. I really don't want to show any weakness to our opposite,
Okay. So, Alex,
Yeah.
you're going to go find Alyssa?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you find her outside the greenhouses. It looks like she's finishing something that she was working on. And she looks up as she sees you and your friends and says, "Oh, hey, what's going on today?"
Hey, sorry to bother you, but by any chance, do you know the words to that cooperative magic spell that everyone in the school should know? Because we were never told it.
And she looks at you and she gives you like a little smile and she says, "You're not by any chance thinking of learning this to participate in the Blinkball Games, are you?"
Yes.
Okay. She shrugs. "I can teach you. It's really easy. You would have learned it eventually anyways." And she explains to you guys that, as you guys know, protective wards are etched on every surface of the school grounds. The majority of them are visible, but some are not. And those who are keyed into the wards usually feel this comforting hum of magic press against their senses if they feel for it. And over time, you just get used to it to the point that you don't notice it anymore. So those who are not keyed into the wards feel like this uncomfortable sensation, almost like wearing like an uncomfortable sweater, if they're not keyed into the words. So she teaches you the words. It's really simple. It's 3 sentences. You got to memorize it. Sapientium ante bellum, bellum ante pax, pax ante requiem, which would translate to wisdom before war, war before peace and peace before rest. And she continues to explain. I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. So she says, so basically, if you're looking to do this the cooperative magic way, you need 3 or more individuals to chant the protocol at least once while focusing on their magical core in their mind's eye. But repetitive chanting helps to channel the security protocol and enhance and enforce it. So it's really easy. Just, start chanting it a couple times. But you're going to have to show it to the headmistress if she reviews your team, and yeah. But good luck. And she waves over at the rest of you guys.
I was messaging Nick, but do we know if she's playing on the game?
You guys do not know. No one's asked her about it.
And that was also something I didn't get to ask because Alex didn't know until recently.
Well, yeah.
So, like the interlude, like during his time in the interlude with Alyssa, he didn't know about the Blinkball Games until, that was after.
Like you might have heard whispers about it coming and stuff, but it wouldn't have been something that Alex was seriously thinking about until the time skip.
Yeah. So,
well, do we want to ask her? Because we can have 6 people on team, or
it is 6 people max.
So we do have.
Are we maxed out currently?
No, we have 5.
No. Yeah.
We have room for one more.
She's
it would
the
be
only
nice to
person
have
talk to.
more for that, and it would be nice to have someone else more experienced with the school's goings on and such. Ask her, and James will nudge Alex.
By any chance, are you going to be in the Blinkball Games?
Oh, actually, yeah. Renee asked me to be an alternate on her team. Sorry. She gives you an apologetic smile. She literally just asked me earlier today.
It's good. I'm now going in Alex's head is, oh shit.
Oh shit, I have to fight my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh shit, I might have to fight my girlfriend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll be switching out with Garrett, as we're both nature magic users, so just in case.
Okay.
Demetrius tears up at the name of Garrett.
Do you actually tear up?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering.
He goes quiet, at least, by the name of Garrett. It's still a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anywho. All right. So we know
later.
the name of...
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know when you guys drop off your application and maybe we can celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Okay, guys. So what now?
I feel like we should practice that spell. I don't know if there's any rules on practicing it or not. It's a defensive spell.
Basically, yeah, it's to just activate the school's protective wards. And the reason it's taught is in case anything shitty happens, like with open house. And since all of you guys are keyed into the school's wards, you guys can absolutely do it. So in theory, you guys should be able to do it. You guys just have never had the chance to.
Out of curiosity, since we're keyed into the wards in the school, what other stuff can we do with those wards?
That is literally all you're told as far as activating the school's defenses. This is something that any student can do or any faculty member who is keyed into the wards. So you're inferring that this is only to be used for an emergency.
Okay.
Good to know. So, I guess we already handed in our app. Well, do we still need to hand in our application?
Well, no, when you guys sent the contracts, I guess that was you submitting your application. So then we'll say that the next day and a half passes unless you guys want something else to do. Or, sorry, unless you guys want to do something else. Wow, that was bad grammar. I'm like, what did I just say? Jeez. Like, it made sense to me until I realized, no, that made no sense at all.
No, it made sense. It just sounded completely off of how you probably wanted it to sound.
Well, that.
Do you guys want more to do, or do you guys just want to skip?
Yeah, that. So, is there anything you guys want to do in the next day and a half?
I don't. Other than maybe like training, if we want to do some training for the Blinkball Games, I'm I don't got much other than that in school.
Yeah. Alex would be down for some training
Okay.
and getting through school. Other than that, I don't have anything planned.
Okay, so you guys spend some time training and working with each other and studying and such?
Getting a sense of what each other can actually do.
Sure.
I feel
What's Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
like we need to like get an understanding of what we can do together as a team versus
Mhm.
what we've been
Yeah.
doing, which is basically just bouncing off of each other, which works, but also like it won't work in a tactical sense.
What's within the next day or so? What's going on with Mariana? Is she still attending classes? If she is, how does she look like? If she's not, do we notice that she's gone, or is it her golem again?
So the next day, I guess. So that day that Leopold appeared in the classroom and Mariana had a breakdown, you guys don't see her again the rest of the day if you guys are looking for her. The next day, she is visibly absent from class. And the following day, she would be back and she would look calm and composed as she normally is. Zale would be seen sitting next to her.
Okay. Understandable. She needed a day.
Yeah, so that. And maybe you guys hear some whispers between, from the students or whatever, but Headmistress Valentine doesn't make any sort of announcement. No staff members say anything.
Does she still hang out with that one friend of hers, that girl? I can never remember her name.
Renee,
yeah.
when she goes to
other
class, we
team
continue
captain.
to train.
Well, because now I have a vendetta against her.
Okay.
Even though I am not doing anything that would provoke her, I'm more interested in continuing to know if she's around. If she's not around, if I overhear other people talking about her. So like if she's still talking to Renee, or no, or she's just staying by herself in the golem.
Well,
And
you would
because
see
I read the
Mariana
golem.
training with Renee during your discipline training class, as Renee is her mentor.
Okay, but other than that, they don't seem to.
They're not like
talk
best
outside
friends
of-
braiding each other's hair. Like JB probably would have shared with you guys from his conversation with Renee that Renee herself said Mariana doesn't have friends.
Okay, well, I'm just curious. Okay.
And Demetrius, after the events of what happened with Mariana's room and such, and after your mother's frantic concerns, you would have received a missive from your father, delivered by Butch and Cassidy, that simply says, "Do not antagonize House Valentine." That's all it says from him.
And I am doing just that. I'm just continuing to look and see if she's around. That's all.
Yeah, and he's just warning you because he has no idea what happened. So you warning them, like, this might be a thing, probably scared them, like, oh my God, what did you do?
Okay.
So that's an order from your father, and you, as he is the head of your house, you would infer he's very serious about this.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's it for me.
Anything else?
Nothing in mind for John Baptiste.
Okay. So the window closes, and Headmistress Valentine announces that she's going to be reviewing all applications and interviewing the teams, like all applicants, to determine which 3 teams will be representing the school. So all of you, the 5 of you, are summoned to her office, say Friday afternoon, so 2 days after, and you guys are summoned to her office on the top floor of the building where the classrooms are. So do you guys go?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so you guys go, and Olivia Quinn ushers you in, and the headmistress looks at the 5 of you, and she says, "As you know, Arcadia Academy is hosting the Blinkball Games this year. We are inviting our fellow schools into our home and allowing them a glimpse into the talent we are nurturing. With that being said, why should I allow you to compete as a team of 5 when the odds are so stacked against you? You can hardly protect yourselves. Why should I offer the other schools a team of first years with barely 3 months of training up, like chattel for slaughter? even the older students are competing in teams of 6, or they have an alternate to make up 6. Well, what have you to say for yourselves?
This is what I've been telling them, Cher.
She raises an eyebrow at you, Jean-Baptiste, but she looks at the rest of you just to see what kind of argument or...
I don't think you should let us in. It is wildly inappropriate to allow such as us to compete in something so dangerous and eventful. I agree with you completely.
Well, this was a plot twist I didn't see coming.
Demetrius like nudges him.
Yeah, elbow
Like
the
hard
ribs.
nudge.
Yeah,
Okay.
hard nudge. Headmistress, I believe that already with the, let's say, experiences we've had this year, we hopefully have proven ourselves to be a cut higher than a regular group of first years. We've been able to hopefully prove ourselves capable of rising to the occasion, so to speak, on several occasions now.
He doesn't say anything, but she looks at you with this expression of scrutiny. And she looks at the rest of you as if waiting for your arguments or points to be made as well.
I don't know. In my head, I was thinking, you know what? It is dangerous, and yeah, we are not qualified to be on this team. But you know what? We have heart, and that's what's going to get us through.
That's what you want to say,
then,
but you don't actually say it.
I kind of want to throw a persuasion check. Just to...
Well, do you actually say that?
I mean, there really is no argument against that. I don't. You know what? Fuck it.
Do it. Throw a persuasion check.
God damn it! 13.
Okay, so the headmistress listens to you and she raises an eyebrow and says, "Well, fledgling, having heart isn't going to stop someone from ripping yours out.
That's why we got a healer on the team.
A tier 1 stitcher who does not yet have the ability to restore such a loss."
Oh, it's a great time to learn.
Well, pressure's on, Alex.
Well, not gonna lie, I do have other things besides the Stitcher ability to heal. Maybe not like that sort of thing right away, but I do also have other abilities that would let me repair those types of wounds. I can definitely help keep them alive, but yeah, I it's not really much I can say that can probably convince you to let us. Other than
this is going down in flames.
This is going so far down, so quickly. Like yeah, we're gonna do this, and then I had that thought, like, yeah, we're first years, but we are also pretty capable first years.
Yeah.
I'm kind of...
I would like to argue that our record with dealing with the past magical incursions upon the campus have more than proven ourselves to be able to be capable enough to at least hold our own, not all get slaughtered within the first 5 minutes.
James, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
I was fishing for that. That's what I was fishing for.
We need Betty here.
Yeah.
She would know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what Betty would say. Shit. I don't know what I would say.
Look,
Someone call her right now.
Charisma
Sorry,
is
you're on
my
vacation,
staff.
but,
Like, we just have moderately convincing, but they're not very
Yeah.
convincing arguments. You know, like, they're moderately. They're not terrible.
And Cassandra would add to that, I think, well, we were told, not very much by the way, but we were told that the only way to learn is to practice. And so why not give us this opportunity to test our mettle against other students? I'm having a hard time finding information, and you keep saying that you don't have any, so maybe this will give us a chance to foster relationships with other schools, and maybe I can find information that way. That sounds like a terrible argument. God damn it. What would Betty say?
To be fair, that sounded pretty much close.
Well, thank you.
I mean, we don't have much to go on,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily have any pull for being a noble, do I? I mean, she pretty much hates me anyway. But do I have any
I
pull?
think you're on thin ice.
What do you want to say?
I need to know if I have anything before I say anything.
You're not gonna know. You would imagine, you would infer that there's some level of understanding or respect amongst nobility.
That you kinda have to?
You also know that House Valentine outranks yours. But if we're just talking noble to noble, there could possibly be something there, depending on what you're gonna say.
That your parents are expecting you to? Maybe?
That's not enough for a argument, I don't think.
Yeah.
I thought of that.
Go around a little of that noble weight, but I don't know what you could do with that either. Like, this is a really hard argument to win.
It really is. I don't.
So what do you want to say, Demetrius, to the headmistress from nobility to nobility?
I don't know. I really don't have any pull as far as I know, and I don't have any. I'm too young to wager anything.
And just how do you expect us to grow as magicians and grow in our skills if we are not allowed the chance to test our mettle and compete at the highest level of?
To be fair, there isn't, besides our classes and whatever Professor Romanoff decides to throw at us, there hasn't been really much of a way for us to really gauge what we're truly capable of.
This is a very practical, hands-on experiment, so to say.
We haven't really been given the opportunity to be able to test what we have.
Except for the time that the multiple spirits invaded schools and,
Except for the few
I know.
rare occasions that which we did have to use our magic to defend ourselves,
and did so quite well, I might add.
Yeah.
I feel like if this, outside, Alex would definitely be thinking, this school could definitely use, a quest system, something just to get the students out there using magic a bit more.
I think you're selling us a bit short, frankly.
Yeah.
She raises an eyebrow at you, James, when you say that. And she crosses her arms and says, "Very well. Far be it from me to hold you back, should you wish for practical real-life experience. I will allow you to compete on one condition.
And what will that be?"
You will be trained by a student with far more experience. Someone who has a chance of keeping you alive at this. And there is no negotiating. This is my condition for you competing.
Kind of have a bad feeling about this, but okay.
Do you have someone in mind?
I do. But first, are you accepting this condition?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a choice, so yes.
Okay. Very well. Congratulations, fledglings. You now have a team and my permission to compete in this year's Blinkball Games. You will be expected to train with the other two teams from our school. Expect long days and harder nights, for they will not be kind to you. You will be the most vulnerable of the competition, and you can expect that the other teams will show no mercy. However, I expect the representatives of our school to put up a good fight. So may the best team win. And then she turns towards the corner and says, "Mariana." And Mariana steps forward from the adjourning room. And she says, "Fine, let's get started."
I'm not saying this out loud, but she's a year one student as well. Yeah, she did some crazy stuff, but that doesn't make any sense that she would be the one that would be in charge.
So this is our teacher then?
And Mariana responds, "I may not like you, but I hate losing even more. And as my family has had a very long vested interest in the continued survival of the school, I expect all of you to do well.
Oh, just say that out loud.
Betty's gonna love this.
Yes.
What did I come back to?
Wait,
Does-
she's
does-
training us now? Oh my god, I can imagine it.
Does this interfere with me
Wait,
getting close to her?
Wait, to be fair, that was dropped.
That
Within
was dropped.
Yes.
In the 3 weeks.
No.
That was dropped, and all Mariana wanted was for all of you to like stay out of her way, essentially, which you guys have been, and you would infer that she had to voluntarily agree to this. So she's fully aware that she's throwing, this request aside or whatever, as she is willingly talking to you guys.
So I'm just gonna come out and say it. In the most diplomatic way I can.
Out loud?
Yeah.
I just start mumbling under my breath, calm emotions, just in case. I realize, feeling the tension in the air slightly grow. Alex just starts mumbling under his breath. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the headmistress will see this as like, okay, no, he's just getting ready in case there's a fight to end it quickly. I'm just giving her that look like, if this goes down, it's ending quick.
So, James, what are you going to say? Diplomatically?
She is more, magically capable than us. How exactly? She's had exactly one failed journey through the dream realm, which almost killed her. It just makes her qualified to lead us to a game that she's never played before. Exactly how?
She looks at you and she says, a spell that was interrupted by fumbling idiots who didn't know what they were doing. When you cast a spell that powerful, you know what the cost is. When you cast any spell, you know what the cost is. I was willing to give up my life, which was not your decision to make. Furthermore, the components required for the spell, again, were irreplaceable. A cost which you cannot comprehend.
Yes, this does not answer my question though.
Yeah.
You're evading.
I mean, to be fair, you do got a point with that, but I think what James is trying
Doesn't
to
matter
ask is
if you
how
think that
much.
I'm qualified or not. You agreed with the bargain that was made, and that's what it's going to be. So you can either let me help you, or you can walk on and let the other teams target you first, which they're going to do anyways. But I can give you a fighting chance. And, again, I may not like you, but I hate losing even more. Alex, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Yep. And Alex is honestly taking this as a good thing. 18.
So, from what you've kind of put together with Mariana, you would infer that this is probably just a way for her to cope with what's happened recently. Like she's channeling energy from her grief into like productivity. And so that's kind of the sense that you're getting from Mariana. Like, yeah, she doesn't like you guys, period. But like the fact that you guys are trying to compete in this game and she could potentially be useful is probably what's driving her. And maybe even the headmistress to come up with this compromise, quote unquote.
And the fact that nobody probably asked her to join their team.
I wouldn't say that out loud though.
Oh no, I'm not. And
I figured.
And almost as if reading your mind, Mariana adds, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the founding families actually can't compete in the Blinkball Games.
Huh.
So,
the what?
Founding families like the Romanovs and the Valentines. And so, Demetrius, you probably weren't aware of this at all.
Not so much, but so why is she able to join them?
She's not joining your
If
team.
she can't.
She's
a coach.
She is. This is her way of being able to compete.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, she's
It's my
technically
coach.
still not
Okay.
competing anyways, but she is offering to
Right.
give you guys a fighting chance.
Okay.
So
well
she
then,
says.
Well, so she says,
Well,
and the
then-
headmistress is backing her on this.
Yeah, well, you know.
Demetrius is rolling. You know that Robert Downey Jr. rolling his eyes, crossing his arms
Yes.
gif.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's doing.
Well, I can see this is already going to be so much fun. I'm excited to.
Oh, same. This is wrong voice. Same. I went.
Ricardo, how'd you get here?
It wasn't yet. It was getting there. This is what happens when you start having to think about 50-hour work weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Go cross streams.
Honestly, same. This is a good thing.
Are you saying this out loud or are you thinking it?
I'm saying this out loud. This is a good thing for all of us.
Demetrius smirks.
Very well. Headmistress Valentine looks at all of you. And Alex, you get an inkling that she's just dying on the inside to like reach her hands up to like rub her temples, like she's trying to ward off a headache almost, but she doesn't actually do it. And she says, again, to reiterate what my niece said, I don't care if you don't like each other, but you will put aside your differences and work together to do well during the Blinkball Games. Have I made myself clear?
Yes.
Crystal.
And
Yes,
Mariana nods, but doesn't say a word. And she turns and says, we'll be training with the other teams. I would recommend grabbing some of Rosie's nutrient bars and some water because we're going to be working a lot. And then she turns and strides out, and you guys see that Zale's like standing at the far side of the room outside waiting for her. And together they turn and walk off.
For the first time in a while, Alex is actually considering grabbing his shield that he just has under his bed. I am honestly considering increasing his AC for this. I feel like he's honestly might consider it now.
God, do I have 12 armor class? Cool.
I can get my armor class up to 18 with that shield.
All right. So you guys, if you guys return back to your dorm rooms, you would see sticky notes magically adhered to your doors with your training schedules on them. So basically every free moment you've got from the moment class is dismissed up until the start of the Blinkball Games, you guys are going to be training.
Is Zeal's technically not a Montague or whatever it is?
No.
So technically could join the team.
Are you thinking of recruiting her?
No, that's going to be on a back burner.
Well, I mean, it's kind of too late. You guys have all submitted applications. The teams have been chosen.
I know, but if one of our teammates gets injured or whatever, there has to be a loophole somewhere. I don't know.
Literally, the loophole was for you to get an alternative. Moving forward, if you guys don't have an alternative, if someone gets injured or is out, you're competing with however many people are left.
Okay.
So it's literally you five, whatever resources you have, and then...
Property drop.
Luckily, next level, I get major restoration as well. I think that's third level. I have that's the restoration right now, so I can heal minor things. I can fix minor things right now.
So you guys are gonna be meeting in the battle magic arena for all of your training.
Oh, can we rewind time real quick? To when we're walking out of the her office.
Wait, what?
Can we backtrack to when we were walking out of her office?
Sure.
Hey, JB, what's that whole throwing us under the bus thing there?
I was looking out for our best interest share.
I don't know. I was just we had a nice like moment and agreement. We even did the whole hands in go team thing.
Right, and the headmistress basically said we were crazy for considering it.
Which we kind of are. You can't blame her for thinking that a bunch of first-year students are going to want to go into this thing, and here we are.
I think, and I still do believe that she pegs us as just some first years. However, we have some of the more rarer disciplines on our team, and I think that just might help us have an edge, as well as now we have a master teacher and guide to help us train through
Such sarcasm,
Oliver-
Caleb. Such
Yeah,
sarcasm.
very, very heavy on the sarcasm there.
No, I will say that getting to work with Mariana again is possibly the only good thing that's come out of this, but I don't know.
You would think
I
that.
also agree that that is a good thing. It's not good for us to be constantly at odds with our other classmates. We already
But-
saw that what that can do.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but they don't particularly seem to mind too much if the students get injured. And here the headmistress was basically saying, you all are crazy for trying to think you could compete in this. That didn't drive any of you to any sense of urgency or warning. No, it did not. So I stepped forward and did my part.
Just saying, if you ruined that for us, I would have not have done that help thing for you.
To be fair, we are at least now competing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at what cost? I'd rather sold my soul to a devil.
Then work with Mariana.
Yeah.
I can make that deal for you.
So, next level, are you going to take a dip into Warlock?
You know what? You
Just to
might
get
at this
Eldritch,
rate.
just to get an Eldritch Blast, and that's it.
Oh, guys.
Okay, sorry, Kelly.
No.
I just
That
thought
was
I'd-
good. I was wondering if anyone was going to do that. That's funny. So, Caleb, I don't know if you already have inspiration, but that was like really good RP. So take inspiration if you don't already have it.
Thank you.
Because that was really good. Like, I was not expecting James to be like, hey, listen up. This is why we should totally be allowed to compete. So it was really good.
Thank you.
But you guys get your training schedules and you're instructed to like meet basically, every day. As soon as classes are out, head straight to the Battle Magic Arena. So starting tomorrow. So do you guys go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys all show up as a party, I'm assuming. Mariana would walk with you guys because you guys all have the same classes. And then Mariana leads you guys, well, like you guys just all walk together to the Battle Magic Arena. And when you guys get there, you guys see two teams and you infer that they are the other two teams competing. And you see that they are led by Callan and Renee. And Callan smirks at you guys and says, well now, let's get started. And that's where we're going to leave off. So until next time.
What did we get
Bye.
ourselves into? Bye.
Bye, guys.
That's always the question.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. For more information about the world of Arcadia Academy, please check out our website, bookwyrmsandcatdragons.com. That is book, WYRMS, and catdragons.com. Everything is spelled exactly how it sounds, except for worms, which is WYRMS. And if you like what you're listening to so far, please consider supporting our Patreon, patreon.com/bookwyrmsandcatdragons. Patrons get exclusive access to the behind-the-scenes content that you won't find anywhere else, including a new patron shoutout, an invite to patron-only Discord channels, and depending on the tier, access to our Party Talk segments where we discuss sessions, opportunities to name NPCs, chances to submit a signature spell for the world, invitations to monthly Q&As with our team, and so much more. See you next time!
A note for the episode. Yes, Caleb earned inspiration for awesome RP.